Bhaktivedanta Manor's illustrious book distributors. Book distributors are the heroes of Srila Prabhupada's Hare Krishna movement. Why? Because the book distributors are central to fulfilling Srila Prabhupada's cherished desire to give Krishna consciousness to everyone, everywhere. Everyone needs what Srila Prabhupada offers in his transcendental books. A hero is a person we admire for their courage and noble qualities. Book distributors are selflessly giving people the highest knowledge, the greatest culture, and the most sublime spiritual opportunity. What could be more important? By the grace of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, book distributors can be endowed with spiritual strength and ability beyond even their comprehension. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes that the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu plundered the storehouse of love of God and ate and distributed its contents. Yet, he says, this wonderful storehouse is so complete that as the love is distributed, the supply increases hundreds of times. The flood of love of Godhead is meant to swell in all directions, immersing men, women, and children in this inundation. The entire world can be inundated by the Krishna consciousness movement, and everyone, without discrimination, can feel the positive effects of a God-conscious life of simple living and high thinking. Thus, may we please Srila Prabhupada, and by his grace also be swept up in a flood of love for Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda. Hare Krishna, all glories to the book distributors.
To serve humanity, it means you have to love humanity. Book distributors, they are lovers of humanity. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Vijitatma Jidendriya Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma. The one who acts with devotion, the master of the sense and the mind, is very dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. So, because the devotees, they do this welfare work out of love. So humanity, it becomes very dear to humanity. Humanity loves them. Lord Krishna, he declares in the Bhagavad Gita, such a devotee is very dear to me. So all of you have done a wonderful job during this marathon, wonderful service, and you are lovers of humanity, true lovers of God. So I wish you a Happy New Year, and go on loving humanity. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada was on an eternal marathon, whether he was dictating in the early hours of the morning in Radha Damodar Temple, Vrindavan, or he was in the sweltering heat of Delhi distributing magazines in Connaught Place. When he had no money, he was going door to door in torn clothes. Srila Prabhupada was all alone, and he never tired, he never stopped, he never took his foot off the pedal, he left no stone unturned, and he just went place to place, town to town, country to country, just moving, expending every last bit of energy to connect people to Krishna. So when we think of Srila Prabhupada, we see a life of someone who was living an eternal marathon. And so you think to go out for 1 month and do a marathon is maybe a fitting way, maybe a small and insignificant in comparison to what Srila Prabhupada did, but still a very significant way to show our gratitude. So It's just the best time of year. We feel so close to Srila Prabhupada because yes, Srila Prabhupada's whole life was a marathon, and when we're out there connecting with people, taking on a little bit of austerity, making a bit of sacrifice and reaching a little bit beyond the comfort zone, then we feel the presence of Srila Prabhupada, we feel the power, the potency, the love, the closeness with Srila Prabhupada. And that's what we live for. Without the closeness to Srila Prabhupada, what is the meaning to our life? So yeah, the marathon, stay close to Srila Prabhupada.
Seeing and hearing all the wonderful pastimes of the devotees out on the Prabhupada Marathon, it reminded me actually of Santa Claus, or maybe Father Christmas, depending on where you come from. And of course that story is about somebody who epitomizes that giving is better than receiving. But then when we look deeper at that particular personality and that story, that pastime, we understand that it's not lasting. And it's not lasting because essentially it's not true. And that's a whole nother thing, that the joy that it brings people, but then when they learn, children of course, when they learn it's not true, then they can be very disappointed. But it reminded me of a letter that Srila Prabhupada wrote, one of the many, many letters that Srila Prabhupada wrote, where he talks about being blessed by Krishna and saying that just as we've already understood the benefits of this Krishna consciousness movement, we should try to realize it and assimilate it more and more and then distribute it to suffering humanity. And that Prabhupada said our movement, his movement of course, and his books, they are the greatest gift to the human race. And even though they may not immediately appreciate it, in time they will, and history will give evidence that this movement has saved human society from the darkest of ignorance and the deepest of suffering that humanity can experience. So really, you're all, in that sense, transcendental Santa Clauses, transcendental Father Christmases, because one, the message and the gifts that you are delivering are real, are true, and are lasting, that they will be with us and with all of society eternally. And they are not just some short-term thing meant to try to help to boost our sense of well-being or sense of happiness or whatever. This is something real, lasting and eternal, and the greatest gift to humanity. So on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, I would just like to say thank you to each and every one of you, no matter how great your contribution has been this marathon and all marathons, or how little the contribution has been. A big thank you to one and all. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.